DIY leather conditioners is a topic that I love as it's both creative and very impactful for leather care to understand more about it. In general, what's the best DIY leather conditioner? The one you get yourself from a store. I know, let's explore exactly why. And wait, says the person who wants to do everything on their own. Yes, some can definitely be made at home with proper planning, testing, time, and expense. It's absolutely possible, and sometimes better, though not recommended for the average person looking for a quick fix conditioner. We're going to check out exactly why now. We're all for creating things yourself, obviously, as creators and crafters. So we're going to check out exactly why now it's usually better to get a pre-made leather conditioner. First, let's explore the context of DIY conditioners. So leather conditioners in general comprise an array of fats, oils, and blends, natural and synthetic. Some have petroleum-based ingredients, others have waxy compounds, made by all sorts of manufacturers over literally hundreds of years. And often, someone wants to use something simple that they already have at home rather than buying, a specialized product. Or they may want a more natural alternative to chemical-based conditioners that are commonly available. These are all great ideas, though here's where they run into a practical limit. Most household items, and we'll go through several in a moment one by one, are too concentrated for and or have synthetic components that could actually damage the leather. Most commercial conditioners have what's called a carrier. This is a liquid or an oil which carries the conditioner deeply into the leather to condition those fibers. So if we apply it to the top, it has to get all the way down in here. And so generally a carrier is used to do that because it's more, viscous and will penetrate the fibers. And when you have the conditioners attached to those liquids, then they'll sink in with the liquids. And if those liquids evaporate, like alcohol or water, then you'll be left with the fats and oils that condition the fibers. So that carrier is really important. So there's usually those two elements. The carrier itself, what brings it in, and then the actual conditioning agents that are left behind. So a good conditioner really needs the right blend of fats, oils, or waxes combined with an appropriate carrier, all in the right amounts, to be light enough to go into the leather itself. If it's too heavy, it won't penetrate the fibers. They'll also not be too thick and greasy that it gunks up the top and makes it feel sticky and not breathable. So the combination to do this right often involves ingredients that most people don't currently have at home. Using something at home like a coconut oil or an olive oil or a lanolin, it can damage the leather long term. Now that doesn't mean that some components that are in an olive oil, or in a neat's foot oil, that they're all bad. The key here is the combination of the right amounts. So here's the cool part. Most popular natural leather conditioners on the market today were invented at home. Someone wanted something more natural or more effective than chemical-based conditioners, so decades ago or even just years ago, they began to research and develop their own formula, resulting in some really top-notch products. So yes, DIY leather conditioners are possible. With the right research, time, testing, equipment, and money, most anyone could make their own. And it might become the next popular commercial leather conditioner. Now let's look at some of the more commonly recommended DIY leather conditioners and the issues that they might have. First up is baby oil. This comes from a petroleum-based mineral oil, which can degrade the leather fibers over time. Olive oil. This can stain leather and also oxidize over time, weakening those leather fibers. Mink oil, a really popular one, has some complexities to it. Oftentimes, these are actually blends of multiple ingredients together that may or may not be something you want in your leather. For example, silicone. So this can clog pores, reduce breathability, and weaken fibers over time. Vaseline, this is a petroleum-based oil, and it can degrade leather fibers over time. Things like lanolin, coconut oils, vegetable oils, that may also be put into moisturizing compounds, anything like that, that they can begin to rot over time, which could damage leather fibers from the inside out. Mineral oil is a petroleum-based oil. This can degrade the fibers over time. Silicone. This can stay in the leather potentially forever, reducing breathability. And all kinds of seed-based and other oils. These can begin to rot over time and damage leather fibers. So let's chat a little more about how we take technicalities and apply it reasonably to realities. So we all know someone who is their go-to leather care product. Some are going to love olive oil. Others are going to love mink oil or neat's foot oil. And yes, in the near term, they can make leather feel soft and look really, really great. Even for someone who has, say, used olive oil for decades. And sure, it might look really, really good on the outside, though internally, those fibers are likely getting weaker and weaker. Have you ever seen an older wallet or belt that gets really floppy over time? Besides the obvious, breaking in from use, that can be another contributing factor, is what was used to care for and condition it. So for those that want to keep their leather items in top shape inside and out, getting a quality, natural conditioner can make a huge difference. It's generally going to have the right amount of each ingredient, blended in the right ways to effectively penetrate into the leather and leave it conditioned really well. So it's not an all or nothing approach. It's very context dependent and really relies on a choice that you want to make for yourself. So if you're curious for more about what conditioners are great to use, check out our detailed video on that. And if you're feeling ambitious and want to design your own new formula at home, it might just be the next big leather conditioner on the market. And there you have it. Until next time.